yeah, you can create a new form using MCP. You can create new entries. So let's see how that goes.
Yeah, and one of the great things about interacting with an AI assistant is that, for example, if you wanted to create a new form, but you're not really sure how the form should be structured, you can just ask it for advice. And, so in this case, I can just put in this prompt that says like, hey, I want to run a WordPress plugin called FloatyPress that allows you to manage data on your site and create dynamic dashboards. I want to add a short and simple feature request form to my website for customers to submit requests for features they would like to see added to the plugin. How should I structure it? I can send that to Claude and it can give me some advice. And then if I like what it suggested, I can actually get it to build that form for me, which is
and this is really helpful for like job application forms, where there are a lot of standards and practices that change over the years. Like a lot of things you should ask and a lot of things you should not ask. A lot of things you're not legally allowed to ask. So asking for best practices first is a great way to make sure that what you're doing is a best practice, which is easy to just like, oh, I know a job application form, but maybe that doesn't align with the best practices of the day. So that's where AI really comes in handy.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's got a few suggested fields here. It's also suggested a confirmation message. And then it's asking me, would you like me to create this form for you in Gravity Forms? And I'll say, yes, please create this form.
And Rob Davis, hello, Rob, asks the critical question: Is the MCP aware of Gravity Forms extensions and able to interact with them too? Rob, we are working on that. It is able to read that they exist. I don't think it's structured right now to be able to create integrations properly. Like there are configuration and settings and stuff that will need to be, it'll need to be essentially trained on a little bit by the configuration of the MCP. So that is next up for sure. Because wouldn't it be cool to say, I want to create a Gravity calendar or I want to create a Gravity view using this MCP? Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, totally. And one thing that's great if you're building client sites is you can really build prototypes really quickly. And if you need to test functionality, like you need to test email notifications or things like that, you can just get Claude to create one for you and add a bunch of entries. So it saves you a lot of time from having to do these kinds of manual tests and stuff.
Right. And you can see when you're using the MCP, the way that it's set up, it has internal validation before it does the remote response, a remote request to your form. So the AI will create a structure that says, this is what I think the structure should be. And then it validates it internally before it does the request and says, oh, shoot, this needs to be a different format. Because AI isn't always right. But when we were building the MCP, we wanted to make sure that before it contacted your site, it had the right structure as much as possible.
Yeah, so it looks like it's done. It's giving me an overview here, but I can go back to my site and actually see this form. So if I just refresh my page, there we go. So I've got a floaty feature requests form. And let's edit it and see.
And look at all the nice placeholder texts and like the emojis. Like it's really nicely done.
Yeah, this looks great. And it's even customized the submit button for me there as well, which is cool.
Cool. Yeah. And so, Casey, what happens if you wanted to say, don't make the email address required?
Right.
One of the things that the MCP can do is not only create a form, but it can update existing forms and rearrange things and update choices. So you don't have to do this all manually. You have a AI assistant.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see if Claude can update this email address.
We didn't test this ahead of time, but we did test it for the MCP while it was in development. Oh, we haven't used this tool yet, so always allow or allow once, either way.
Oh, there we go. Yep. Yeah, and that's a great thing as well, that it actually asks you every time Claude needs to perform a certain action. So you can manually allow these things.
Drum roll.
And Zack, I think ChatGPT or OpenAI are adding support for MCPs in their desktop app. soon, but it's not currently supported, if I remember correctly.
Right. Yeah, and they are supported if you use their codex CLI, their command line interface, that tool, but it's being integrated with all sorts of things, including WordPress, of course. So they not only
Right.
removed that the field was required, they updated the title to say optional, which is really neat. We didn't
Yeah.
ask it to do it, but it's artificial intelligence. It did a really good job of matching the rest of the forms settings.